audition for Britain's Got Talent, and whether it was inside the house or outside, there was no way I was recording anything, and so I have had to leave it until bedtime. It's nighttime. Traditionally, people sleep in the night, so my theory is that I will have a much better chance at recording this if everyone is asleep except me. So I shall begin and cross my fingers and hope for the best, because it really does get annoying trying to record something and all there is chaos and anarchy, and no one will shut up. For love nor money, I cannot get peace. So it is 11:30 on this Thursday night. Thursday. And it is the 1st of June. It's the 1st of June, and this week I've had a lot to do, so I haven't really done anything exciting, nothing groundbreaking, nothing that will have you on the edge of your seat, which, is really good because this is a bedtime ramble and we don't want you to get too excited. But I digress. I got the long-awaited email back from my editor this week. So I was basically working a lot of the week fixing some stuff and editing some other stuff, and between that and working out, which I did a lot, when I got things on my mind, when I just really feel like trash and just bad, I really just do a lot of working out, whether it's just lifting weights or whether it's sparring, whether it's just walking. I don't care. I just need to do something that will take my mind away, put myself into a more positive frame of mind. Even if it doesn't take the problem away, I can, try to do something good, and all the endorphins you release when you exercise can be quite good. Like I say, it will never take the problem away, but it can help me deal with it better, try to come at different angles, just relax. I got a friend, and every time somebody, comes up with something, hey, this has happened. No, oh my goodness, this has happened. Oh no, this has happened. His response is always, relax. Just relax. And everything, that is always the answer. Relax. Just relax. We did have some excitement on the channel this past week, in that the last 3 videos that I put up all reached over 1K views, and that is in a week, which is pretty great, pretty good, and a good progress for the channel. I was having, times when videos weren't really doing very well. They would get up to like 300, 400 views and then just kind of taper off, and they just hours that 800 views is good, but baby steps. Baby steps, relax, relax, relax. And I woke up the next day and I checked the video and it had like 120 views. And I was like, why is this so low? Like, why is this so low? Why is it so low? So what I did was I changed the thumbnail. I only changed the thumbnail. I didn't change anything else. Didn't change the title. Didn't change anything. Didn't add any hashtags. Didn't do anything. I just changed the thumbnail. And when I looked back at the views, like 3 hours later, to see if I needed to tweak anything, like the title or something, it had over 1,000 views. And that was crazy for me. Like a few hours when I'd woken up, a few hours before that, it had like 120 views. So the next day I look again and I find that it has 1.8k views. And this is crazy, but the views keep rising and rising until at this point where I think the last time I checked it's at 2.4 or 2.6 views, which is crazy. I put out another video which is in the same style, the kind, you've probably watched it anyway, my like randomly kind of edited with echoes and the layers and and that got over 1,000 views too. So on the channel, everything has been great this week. Everything has been really, 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 really good. Really good. It's good. And basically, aside from the excitement of the channel, the workload and working out, I haven't done anything else except for I took up a little bit of drawing this week. I haven't done that. Since December. So I don't do that as much these days. I really don't. And I used to do it all the time, like every day, but I just don't have the time anymore to do that. But I also started a new save in Football Manager because my Brighton save was just getting a little bit samey, a bit dull. I haven't got any money, and when you're in the top flight of English football, not having any money is a real drag. I don't really want to sell any players because I don't have that big of a team, and the big players that I have, I don't want to sell because, I don't want to get relegated. And the players that are old, like 32, football is the only industry. While you will hear somebody say, yeah, 32 is old, or 30 is old. Anyway, trying to get rid of those players is a nightmare. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants to buy them, even though they've been playing pretty good. I can't give them away from love nor money. Can't do it. So I started a new save. I'll go back to that one, but I just wanted it a little bit different. And every time I start a new save, I always, tell myself, alright, let's do something different to the English leagues. Because when you play Football Manager Touch, which is the version that is on Nintendo Switch, you can only choose up to 3 leagues. When you play it, whether you do it on Steam or buy a copy and play it on your computer, your laptop, you can play anywhere. Like you can jump from the English Premier League to the MLS, then you can jump to Serie A, and then jump into the Irish League. You can go everywhere. There's no There's no limits on where you can scout either. Everything is open. It's a lot more open. It's better. That's one of the things that I find kind of restrictive about Football Manager Touch, is that restriction. You can only do real good scouting in a country if you have that country as one of the places where you manage, where the teams are open for you to manage. So you can have the minimum amount of teams is 1, the maximum is 3. So this time I can't remember where I picked. I can't remember. My first team though, because I always like to start unemployed. You can start with a team already where you choose. You can even start and have a international career. But I like to start unemployed. I like the surprise. I don't know where I'm gonna go. I don't know. It's like random. Who's gonna pop up? Where am I gonna go? I like that more than I like picking a team and then sticking with it. Sticking with it. So, this save, I ended up first of all in Middlesbrough in the championship, and they were bottom of the league. Bottom of the league. And I looked over the team and they seemed fine. There was quite a few players with 4-star ratings. They could pass the ball. They good finishing, first touch ratings. Everything looked good, okay? But I quickly found out that it didn't matter what formation I used, which style. The team was not committed to scoring goals. They weren't committed to attacking. I told them keep a very low defensive line. That way the opposition can't kick the ball and catch us off guard, get it behind the defense. Apparently they have the highest defensive line as you possibly can, because that is exactly what happened. And I checked every single game. I checked just to make sure that nothing had changed, but nah, there they were with the low defensive line. But my defenders were up in attack, and we got caught by more than a few counter-attacks. It was really embarrassing. Our attackers they were not keen to score. I think that they were actually pretty allergic to scoring, and I grew tired. I grew fed up. There was no good that was going to come from that team. There was no money. Nobody wanted to buy the players. I couldn't loan anyone because there was no wage budget. No one wanted to come to the team. So what I did was I quit. I hate quitting, but there was nothing really to be done. Anyway, a month went by in the game, and I get a call. Watford is available. Watford Football Club. Watford is available. Now, Watford are not much better off financially, but they have a little money. So, I go. I say, hey Watford, sign me up. And I find out that actually Watford are vying to get into the playoff positions to get promoted into the Premier League. And they have a team that's young, strong, really good. They can pass the ball, they shoot, they score. And from the disaster of Middlesbrough to the glory of Watford. Now, we did not succeed in our promotion conquest in our first season, because in the playoff finals, we had a whole bunch of injuries. Our best goalkeeper was injured. Our lead striker, our winger, it wasn't our finest, but because we did so well, the board gave us a little bit more money. So what I did was I managed to look at the places where we needed to strengthen, and we managed to sell a couple of players. I realized that a lot of the players that we had on loan were actually really good and didn't need to be on loan. They could help us. There is one called Juan Hernandez, and he is a striker, and he is young. He's 21, 20 years old. He has a 4-star rating. He is fast and he kicks the ball really well. But I'm having a lot of trouble getting him to play for us because I can't get a work permit for him because he hasn't played enough games yet. And I had to send him out on loan because I couldn't, he just couldn't play for us. He's too good to sell. So hopefully I can get him a work permit the next time that we can apply for one. You know, with the whole Brexit thing really ruined football in the UK, and work permits and everything. They're just a nightmare. And I've lost more than a few good players that I wanted to sign because of Brexit and its rules. But hey ho. We are in playoff position again this season. We really bundled first and second. We weren't strong enough. We had a lot of draws, not a lot of defeats, but a lot of draws. So we are now fourth, but we are in a comfortable position, and we've beaten in our last 2 games the first and second. So things are a lot more open at the top. But I think realistically, unless something drastic happens, we will be in the playoffs to get promotion into the Premier League. And I really hope that this time everything will align and we can get promotion into the Premier League. I really have my eye on a Brazilian winger called Tete, who plays in the Ukrainian league. He would not come to us because we were too low. If we are in the Premier League, I just really want him. I created in a moment of boredom a club from scratch, and I put him into the team, and I saw him do things on that wing that I have never seen a player do in Football Manager, and I need him essentially. In this January transfer window, the board granted us a little bit more in transfer funds, and I wanted to get an attacking left midfielder because the attacking left midfielder that we have, although he's good, he's not that great. He's a 2-star rating. He's a little bit older. He's 27, but in that he's prone to injury, so I needed someone to back that position up. So I decided to loan a Dutch player, a young Dutch player, but he's very good. I play him in the first game. His first game. And in the first 10 minutes, he is injured. And at the end of the game, I'm looking through my messages, and what do you know? Out for 5 weeks to 2 months. That is essentially the whole of the rest of the season. Nightmare situation. But fingers crossed we can have a little bit more luck, because the Africa Cup of Nations is going on at the moment in the game. So I've lost my best defender, and I've lost my star player, Ismail Assar, who is truly a magnificent player. And whenever I play as a different team, they always ask something like 75 million for him, 85 million, 100 million. On my team, when I'm playing him now, they're offering you 15 million. What are you doing? No. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? No. No, that is not enough. You know, if I wanted to sell him, but one of the most annoying things about Football Manager is if there is an amount of money that the board think is too good to pass up, it doesn't matter how important that player is to the team, how important that player is to how you've built your team, that they will sell him. And it is the most annoying thing. I remember in a save I was playing, as Dundee, a Scottish team in the first division, trying to get promotion into the Scottish Premier League. You know, newsflash, we got the promotion, but I had to really struggle because one of my midfield players, he was who I built the whole team around. He was pretty great at setting up balls, playmaking, and scoring long distance goals himself. Well, an English club from the Premier League came in and said, hey, we'd like 10 million for this guy, and 10 million for one player in the first division of Scotland is a lot of money. So the club was like, boom, they were in love, and they accepted it, and I was devastated. Well, as devastated as you can be to lose a player in a game, but still, luckily it didn't ruin the season. But still, the board is so annoying. This season with Watford, I did have a player called Will Hughes, and I wanted to keep him. I wanted to keep him for another season. You know, he's a really good midfielder, and instead, somebody, a club, I can't remember which one now, offered 17 million for him. Now, I think he was worth far more than 17 million, but I digress. The board was like, no, this is too much to pass up. He's gone. Goodbye. You know, luckily, with that 17 million, I managed to buy a player called Marvelous Nakamba from Aston Villa, who could play the position of a defensive midfielder when I needed a backup defensive midfielder. And luckily, he turned out to be a very good player, but on his first game for us, he got a red card and was suspended for 3 games. Yeah, but he scored some great goals, and he was a great buy. Yeah, we have loaned a lot of players just to bulk up the team, because I do hate when players get injured and you don't have anybody to fill that spot. I hate when that happens. So we loaned Billy Gilmore, Scottish midfielder, central midfielder from Chelsea, and he has been magnificent this season for us, scoring goals, playing really good in the centre of midfield, and teaming up with the midfielders in a really, really amazing and dynamic way, creating goals, scoring goals, feeding the ball to the wingers. It's been great. Another game that I've been playing this week, I took up again Stardew Valley, and I haven't played that for about 2 months. I think I have little bursts of energy for a game where I can't consume anything but it for a little while, and then I kind of put it away for a short time, and then I'll pick it back up. It gets replaced by something else, and then I'll pick it back up, and it's just like basically Football Manager and FIFA are the only 2 games that are always constant. Everything else can be put away for a little bit and then taken out, put away, taken out, but I mean, right? So Stardew Valley, and I'm in year 4, and we have just entered winter, and I'm trying to get the greenhouse. What I'm realized that I did not. So I've had to do that, which is all done now, and I'm just looking for mahogany trees. I found 3 seeds and I've planted them. I hope something will grow from them, otherwise it's gonna take a while to get some more mahogany so I can get hardwood. Hardwood is really, really hard to get. I find it's not like normal wood. It's a bit more complicated. But anyway, things are going. It's good. It's good. I'm thinking about selling some chickens because I've got quite a lot of chickens and ducks. Got to the point where I can't get any more born, from the eggs where you put them in the incubator thing and more chicks are born. So I think this winter, with no crops and things, I will probably sell them, and I won't have to worry so much about feed because I can just sell them and then buy more chicks come spring. So I think that's a good idea. Okay. We've been going for nearly 30 minutes just talking about video games. I have some projects coming up for the channel which I will start. I already started researching for my the special summer series that I am so excited about. I've already started researching for it, and tomorrow, Friday, I will begin writing it. I'm super excited about it. I really hope everybody will love it as much as I love it. Views isn't really important on those things. I don't imagine that it would get a lot of views, but I'm not gonna let views or the worry of not getting a lot of views interfere with something I'm excited about or something that I want to create, because I feel like doing that would kind of destroy creativity and my love of the channel. This weekend, Sunday, I think I will begin work on the next Let's Explore video, and we will go to Pueblo in Mexico. It looks really interesting. I give it a little glance and it looks really interesting. On Sunday we will begin, and I will record the Google Map bit, and then we'll see what we can find, some interesting things, and I'll do some research on the area, and it's gonna be exciting. I really enjoyed doing the one about Kilkenny. It was really exciting. It's pretty sad. I was excited about doing that. Anyway, it's interesting to find out new things about different places. I think so anyway, especially if it's in a completely different part of the world than you're used to. Not everybody's gonna go there. Not everybody knows little stories about the places and the people, and I think that's interesting. Okay, my leg is basically just gone dead at this point, so I think that is a sign that I should bid you a farewell, good night. I will see you next time.